What's going on, good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope that everybody is doing well this evening. So I'm getting caught up with all of my content. So this is the day 3 of the Diddy Trial video, and then I'll make day 4, which will get me up to speed. So in day 3, Cassie was back on the stand, and as we know, she's the former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs and also one of his accusers. And she is giving her testimony, her intense testimony, over 2 days in his federal trafficking trial. So she already described the physical harm that he, um, brought upon her, as well as that CNN video in the hotel that we've all saw multiple times. She testified about the freak offs and about all of the performances that he orchestrated. Um, so Combs allegedly kept the videos of her and the freak offs as blackmail to use against her. The defense team will begin their cross examination of Cassie. Um, that was actually today. And like I said, I'll cover that in a separate video because that was day 4. But they expect that the cross examination will extend until tomorrow, Friday. So let me go ahead and it's important for me to say also that Combs has pled not guilty to all the charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. If convicted on all counts, he could face up to life in prison. So Ventura details violent and controlling relationship with Combs. So here's a recap of her second day of testimony. So during this time, when she was talking about how he became physically violent, she broke down in tears. She talked about going to rehab and trauma therapy in February 2023. She said that she was having flashbacks during a music video shoot with another artist. She also said that she was thinking about taking her own life, which was horrific. So she testified that the first instance of harm with Combs was when he left her shocked, and further described multiple encounters that were harmful, physically harmful with him, including being beaten after a party in Los Angeles club. And Combs' security was chasing her when she attempted to escape. And another 2018 encounter where she said that Combs arred her in the living room. Ventura said that she felt trapped, citing Combs' access to pow-pows and past threats, and Combs continued to threaten her after their relationship ended. He also had, this just ridiculous, harmful, violent behavior toward other people as well. It wasn't just her. She said that she witnessed him becoming physically violent with other people, including some of his employees. She said that she saw Combs punch someone in the head. Ventura also described seeing Combs hold her friend over the balcony railing in Los Angeles at an apartment building early one morning. She later said that an altercation with Combs led to their 17-year friendship with her best friend in 2018. Ventura also said that Combs lunged at her with a wine opener after learning that she was dating rapper Kid Cudi during a freak-off in 2011. Combs told Ventura that Kid Cudi's car would be blown up. She testified at some point his car actually did blow up, and of course, that's been widely known for some time. So Ventura also testified that early in the relationship, Combs' security personnel and driver saw him be physical with her. She said later, in years later, assistants, including one named Mia, specifically witnessed what Ventura endured, and some assistants told her that they quit after seeing what Sean Combs did to her. Ventura sought help for her use and dependence on opioids throughout her relationship with Combs. She sought professional help 5 or 6 times during the span of their relationship. She said the last time that she did these substances was in 2022, and she no longer uses them, which is really good. It's always good to see someone turn their life around and not to be dependent on any type of substance, especially her being pregnant. Ventura said that she did receive $20 million after filing a civil suit in 2023. So it wasn't 30, but 20 is still a lot of money. So I'm glad that she, got that settlement. So the jury saw as evidence today, they saw numerous photos of her black eyes, a fat lip, a gash to her forehead, and other bruising on her body. 7 still images from videos of freak-offs, which showed her with different escorts. They were only shown to the jury and not members of the public present in court. Ventura identified for the jury who was in the images. So Douglas Wigdor, Cassie Ventura's attorney, told reporters that his client delivered a powerful testimony in her second day on the stand. He said the whole thing was just powerful and she told the truth. I wouldn't want to be doing that cross-examination, that's for sure. That she held up strong, having to recount what happened during those 10 years. So Cassie is writing a tell-all book, and she actually wrote the book, in 2023, saying that she didn't think that Sean Diddy Combs understood the pain that she was in. She says, quote, I don't think he understood. I don't think that after all those years of begging for sorries and for him to actually recognize the pain that he put me through, and I just wanted him to understand. She sent the books to Combs through a lawyer and told him that he could buy the rights for it for $30 million. She said, I wanted to be compensated for the time, the pain, and the many years of having to fix my life. And after she was asked how she reached that number, she said, I didn't really do any research. I just picked a number that I felt would alert him. So Ventura testified that she agreed to settle with Combs and his companies for $20 million 24 hours after filing the lawsuit. Cassie Ventura broke down in tears as she talked about going into rehab and trauma therapy in February 2023. She said she was having flashbacks, and she said, I just didn't want to be alive anymore at that point. I couldn't take the pain that I was in anymore. So I tried to walk out of the front door in the traffic, and my husband wouldn't let me. She says that Combs threatened her after their relationship ended. She said in messages of 2019, Combs told Ventura, if I were you, I would get me my money. She said that, Combs wanted to be reimbursed because her current husband, Alex Fine, was formerly her personal trainer who Combs paid for. Combs also messaged her and said, you will not be threatening me. She had an iPad full of too many skeletons. In the messages, Ventura says, don't you want me to tell the truth? It's way deeper than iPads. There's way more than just freak off. She testified in court this afternoon. There was abuse, and there were many things that happened over our relationship. She says that Combs AR'd her in the living room in 2018. So she said that Combs was playful and romantic at the dinner, but then he AR'd me in my living room. She said, I just kept remember crying and saying no. She said, but it was very fast. She wasn't even sure if he noticed her crying. And as we know, he was hopped up on so many substances and, of course, being completely narcissistic that who knows if he recognized, like she said, any pain that he caused her. She says that she was intimate with Combs voluntarily one other time after that instance. And she said that her and Combs have had a few check-ins since they ended things in 2018. Just checking in, sending love, nothing crazy, she said. To me, that's crazy, right? Like, if somebody does that to you and violates you in such a horrible manner, violates your body so intimately, like, there's nothing else to talk about, in my opinion, but that's me. Kid Cudi, his real name is Scott Muscudi, was mentioned in the federal criminal trial as well. He's been a player in the story of Combs and his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, since her civil lawsuit against the music mogul in 2023. Ventura, who's on this stand, testified that when Combs learned she was dating Kid Cudi during a freak-off in 2011, she said that Combs told her that he was going to hurt Scott and I. She testified that Combs told her that Kid Cudi's car would be blown up, and at some point it did. The testimony mirrors statements that Ventura made as part of her civil suit. The Combs found emails between her and Kid Cudi, and he became enraged at Ventura, telling her that he was going to blow up his car, and the car exploded in the driveway. Representatives for Kid Cudi confirmed Ventura's account to the New York Times in 2023, saying, quote, "This is all true." And we all know about that. Ventura said that she kept a knife wedged in the door handle after getting angry from an unannounced visit from Combs. She said that, she kept a knife around because Sean would get really angry. Prosecutor Emily Johnson showed a jury a photo from 2018 of the large knife in the door handle. "Killed two birds with one stone, lock it and have a weapon," Ventura said. She says that one of her friendships ended after an altercation with Combs. She said her best friend of 17 years ended their friendship in 2018 after an altercation with Diddy. He came in and saw that we were going to do illegal substances, and he hit her in the head with a wooden hanger. I'm just on a side note, I'm really surprised that nobody has really harmed Diddy physically. Okay, after everything that he put, these people through, men, women, all these people. I mean, I'm really surprised that they didn't hire somebody or, kick him in the groin or did something, because you can tell that he's another one who it seems like he was never told no a day in his life or held accountable until now in his 50s. This is ridiculous. She said that she saw Combs physically abuse other people as well. She recounted a time where she saw Combs punch someone in the head, and she testified that she saw Combs drag his assistant Mia out of her bed and onto the deck outside her room after she resisted when he tried to take her phone. She went on to describe Combs hold her friend over the balcony railing at a Los Angeles apartment early one morning. This was an incident when I was asleep in my room, and I came out and Sean was holding her and threw her onto the patio furniture. I saw him bring her back over the railing balcony and then throw her onto the patio furniture. She testified that she's still friends with the woman. That's good. I'm grateful that, Diddy didn't break up all of her friendships. Ventura recalls that when Combs' security guard cried after seeing her injuries from being beaten, he punched me, he kicked me, and I was trying to run away, and I made it to the bathroom. She tried to hide underneath the toilet to get away from him. Members of Combs' security management teams finally came into the room to end it. Ventura says that when she was describing how she had black eyes and golf ball-sized knots on her forehead, that one of the security guards from Combs started to cry. I wonder if that's Roger Bonds, the one that, knew about everything that was going on but didn't step in to stop it. That's interesting. When Combs saw her injuries during a FaceTime call, he told her to put on more makeup so that his son wouldn't see the injuries. Again, everything is about Diddy and about image with him. So the jury is shown photos of Ventura with the black eye. The jury was also shown sexually explicit images taken from some of the freak-offs, and they were not from a consenting adult, but they're graphic, allegedly. That they weren't. That's what the prosecution is. Their whole premise. She says that she recalls Combs lunging at her with a wine opener between his fingers after he read some of the emails referencing the man in her phone, who was Kid Cudi, on a burner phone to come and pick her up. He told me about the videos that he was going to release and how he was going to hurt Scott and I. Ventura emailed her mom in 2011 saying that Combs had threatened to release the tapes with the explicit images and the explicit tapes of her being intimate with escorts, including one on Christmas Day. She also told her about how he threatened to hurt Kid Cudi. and how he would be out of the country when it happened. She said another incident of physical violence was when um, she ran out of a room at a party at Prince's house. She ran out as fast as I could. She says that later Combs burst in the room at the hotel that Ventura was staying at. And so one of her friends was sleeping on the couch so he wouldn't hear anything. She says he beat me up in that room. He was throwing luggage at me and just calling me all types of names. Ventura said that she had bruises on her face and knots on her head afterwards. She also says that she didn't have the resources to leave after Combs beat her. So she said that Ventura told her she needed to sneak out of the house and go with the security and stay at a hotel. She says that she testified that she snuck into a hotel. She covered up because she didn't want anyone to see her like that. Ventura said that she wanted to stay at Diddy's house instead of going to a hotel, but Combs wouldn't allow it. She says that Combs and his staff said that she wanted to leave the hotel that she'd been staying at about a week, but she also felt that she couldn't leave because she didn't think that it was safe for her to do so. I didn't have the resources I needed to get out and move, to get out and have nobody stop me. She says, I understood Sean's capabilities, his access to weapons, pow-pows, and the threats that he made prior to that. She says that her mom read a description of the incident online that didn't include her name and reached out to find out it was about her. And she says, I didn't tell my mom what was going to happen. I didn't want to put my mother in danger or knowing anything of that magnitude. Cassie Ventura's flawless testimony may have the defense adjusting their strategy because Cassie did not hold back on the details that she endured during the years-long relationship with Diddy while on the witness stand, that the defense has to think for themselves, are we going to attack her or not, whether or not she consented to all these freak-offs. So, Cassie was very forthcoming, and I know I appreciate that. And I know that couldn't have been easy for her. And if they're going to continue the cross-examination tomorrow, then I will bring you more of that tomorrow. You guys can hear I'm losing my voice a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get some rest. But you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.